So guys, now it's time to finish the right side of the shirt, so which is the right side of the placket. Don't forget, the single placket is the left hand side, so which is this, while the double placket is the right hand side. And I have 5 inches here as the placket allowance, and I fused my placket allowance just the way I fused the single placket. So now it's time to finish this properly. So in doing this, I will flip this to the right side. This is my center front, so this is the part I joined. If you don't have any joining on your center front, then make a markings on the center front line. Then from the center front, I measured 1 inch forward from the neckline downward to the hemline. Then I folded on the 1 inch line like so. Then I gave this a very good press. So after giving it a press, I have the folded line in between the placket. You can see what I have here. So from this folded line, I measured 0.75 forward. This is supposed to be 1 inch, but because the upper placket has to be wider than the under placket, so I subtracted 0.25 from the 1 inch. That was why I have 0.75. So which means the upper placket is going to be 0.25 wider than the under placket. So from the 0.75 I marked forward, then I will be making another fold. In this case, the remaining part of the placket allowance will be going inward like so. So this is the first pleat, while this is the second pleat. So this is going to be the upper placket, while this is going to be the under placket. So after folding this part as well, I gave it a very good press. So you must give this a very good press. When you are constructing your placket, you have to be very close to your ironing board. So I give this a press in order to bring out the shape I have on the edges. So this is the part that will carry the buttonholes, while the upper placket will cover up the buttonhole. Then I will flip this to the wrong side. So after making the second placket, the wrong side of the placket will be like this. You can see I have the edges, and I cannot leave the edges like so. So all I need to do is to fold in the remaining part I have here. Then I will be holding the two plackets together, this and this. I will hold the two like so. Then I will fold in the edges of my placket allowance like so. So this is going inward. So with this, I will have the wrong side of my placket neatly finished. So I'll fold it inward like so, and I gave it a very good press as well. And on the right side, I have this. Okay, so after giving it a very good press, then the next step is to take this to my sewing machine and stitch. In stitching the double placket, I will open up the placket like so. So I will be stitching on the single placket, which is the upper placket. In my home case, I will be stitching on the right side of the placket, purposely because I have a joining at the center front. But if you don't have a joining at the center front, it is advisable you stitch on the middle line you have on your placket, so which is the center of the placket. So by the time you stitch on the center of the placket, then all the edges of the placket must have been fixed properly. So let's assume I want to stitch at the center. So I will have my seam showing inside and outside of the placket. So it's still the same thing, it's just that you can either stitch on the right side or you stitch on the inside. This depends on if you have a joining at the center of your shirt. So the middle line you are working with will help you in achieving a straight seam. So we'll have it like so. Then I will hold this to cover it up. So this is not laying flat because of the pins. So in my own case, I'm not stitching on the center line. I will be stitching on the center front joining because I want to have a very neat and straight seam on the right side of my shirt. So don't forget, when you are stitching, you are not holding the two plackets together. You are going to open up your placket and you are going to stitch at the center.